What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Crypto Tips. My name is Toby.
My name is Heidi.
And first off, before I start this, Timothy Masad, former CFTC chair, said the USA should approve a Bitcoin ETF. Yeah, he doesn't work for the CFTC, and that's easy for him to say. But they are going to be really pressed to pass this, and I would say soon, in my opinion. I think there's so much pressure being built up. You have the entire world essentially wanting Bitcoin ETFs wherever they go because it makes on-ramps a lot easier. That, in quotations, doesn't mean safer, but yeah. So just letting you guys know that, this will happen eventually. You just have to have a lot of patience. We've been waiting for years for this. I haven't, but a lot of people have been waiting for years for this. I don't really care, but I think a lot of you guys care.
We're not waiting for that to get into Bitcoin.
No, not at all.
But there's also a lot of other countries now that are doing ETFs, so maybe that's something.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So welcome to episode 29 of our AMA series. These questions have been sent to us by our amazing and lovely CT Club members.
Yep.
It's our paid membership group on Patreon.
Check out our portfolio and trades and everything else.
Lots of stuff. Also, a Discord channel. I'll provide a link down below in the video description. There is now a Discord server for Crypto Tips. It has a lot of public channels that you guys can have some great conversations in. And there's also specific channels just for CT Club members. So if you want to access those, you're going to have to join the CT Club on Patreon. And then from there, you can connect your Discord account and you will instantly get access to those.
Okay, let's get into this.
Yeah, first question. To generate a steady monthly income so I can live a carefree and luxurious life, I've staked or lended some of my coins in different places like BlockFi, Ledger, Celsius, Nexo, ... in order to generate some interest. I'll still keep some money on the bank, but I would rather put this amount into USDC so I can generate some more interest and be able to do smooth and fast transactions when needed. Do I have to worry one of these days something can go wrong with the blockchain and I will lose all of my cryptos? Maybe to be safe, I better keep some fiat money on the bank.
You probably don't have to worry about the blockchain as much as your centralized platform that you've put your money onto. So that, I think what you've done is smart because you've spread out your risk, and that's pretty wise of you to do that. And so it depends on how much you're actually earning off it compared to the risk. So
yeah. I mean, do you think you should go all in and not have any money in the bank?
I mean, I hate banks, and I'm pretty poor bank-wise on paper. So, I mean, am I going to tell them something that I wouldn't do? So, no, I'm going to...
I think it's safe to have an emergency fund or something just in case something happens, and then...
The wise speaks.
I mean, you got to mitigate risk. Just like how you decentralize everything, have a little bit here, have a little bit there, just in case. Yeah. That's how I get peace of mind. Maybe you're not the same.
We should have an argument on this sometime.
We should have an argument about this. Maybe having the money sitting in your bank not earning anything is stressing you out more than having nothing in the bank and it's all in the stable coin. It's up to your appetite of risk, I think.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
So we just discovered our new argument.
That's right. Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
Okay. How do I send crypto to a friend in another country? Can I email it? Do they need a wallet? How can they convert it to their fiat currency? How else can they access the value? Do they need a DeFi account or centralized account? Lots of questions, lots of beginner questions. They're great. That is the beauty of cryptocurrency, is that it was designed so that anyone, anywhere can send cryptocurrency to anyone, anywhere. All you need is a wallet that many of them are free.
Most of them are free.
It depends on, well, hardware wallets are not free.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
they're if they wanted to create an address.
Yeah, it's very easy and instant and free to do so.
Yeah.
You are a CT Club member. I'm realizing this because you sent in this question. I highly recommend you check out the very first class available to you, which is the wallets class. It explains all the different types of wallets, which ones are specific for one coin, which ones allow you to store multiple coins in the wallet, which ones are most secure, which ones are most easy to use. There's a lot of different options, but basically the concept is you can generate a wallet, you can generate an address, you give that address to whoever needs it to make a deposit. So your friend can send you his address, his public address, and then you use that address to send your coins to. You fill out the form that says, I want to make a withdrawal from this wallet, this amount of coins, and I want to send it to this address. And then depending on the coin you're sending, depending on how the network functions, it might get there instantly, it might get there in 5 minutes, it might get there in 10 minutes.
It'll get there.
It'll get there,
Yeah.
and they'll receive it. And now when it comes to how can they convert it to their fiat currency, they can create an account on a centralized exchange. They'll need to go through some KYC. They'll need a government-issued ID. They'll need a bank account. So if you're dealing with someone who doesn't have a bank account or doesn't have access to those things, they can always try to find someone in person. And just like how you sent them coins, they can send that person their coins, and that person, they can arrange that the person gives them cash. Classic peer-to-peer trade situation for cryptocurrencies. How else can they access that value? They can use that with, let's say again, they don't have a bank account, but they have coins. They can negotiate with someone. Let's say they can make a purchase of goods or services for the cryptocurrency. They can use that cryptocurrency and load it onto a cryptocurrency debit card, which again, depending on, some debit cards don't require any KYC information, just an email and an address, maybe a name, but like no bank account information. There's a lot of different ways to access your value with cryptocurrencies. Do they need a DeFi account or a centralized account? Again, it's up to you. There's a lot of choices here. You don't need one or the other for your coin, basically. Next question. If you still lived in the USA and had the option to receive partial or your full salary in either Bitcoin or Ethereum, would you, and why?
I would do it with my full income with Bitcoin, because number one, like, one of the qualifications of money is that it's scarce, and the US dollar is not scarce. It can be printed on a whim on a computer screen with zero effort, and that voids it of the actual definition of money. So it is not money. That's why they call it currency. Bitcoin is money. It's scarce.
Yeah.
And you cannot counterfeit it like the Fed does every single day with quantitative easing. So I wouldn't dare touch US dollars. That's just me. If I was going to put it into a stable coin, I might put something in a stable coin to go ahead and to put buys in to where I want. But as far as getting paid for what I'm living off of, I mean, we're pretty much living examples of that. You know, when for instance Heidi worked for or wrote Crypto Lark's newsletter. Heidi was getting paid in Ethereum, and back then Ethereum was what?
Cheaper.
$100. So something crazy. So yeah, like that's just what we've done. And you know, with our Patreon, we convert that pretty quickly into Bitcoin. So that's pretty much what we've done. And then also stable coins as well, which we can go ahead and purchase Bitcoin with. So our lives are revolving around Bitcoin a lot. So if you know, we're not a Keynesian, we're not Keynesians in the sense that we trust our government with our money. We don't want government. We want the separation of state and currency, so or state and money. So
furthermore, if your time if money is representative of your time and you're getting paid in an inflating, depreciating form of currency, then you're ultimately saying that the time you spent to earn it is becoming less and less valuable, which is actually ironic because that's something that you can never get back. Yeah,
I mean, every time the U.S. government, or the Federal Reserve, I shouldn't say, it's a private entity, every time they print a dollar, that is essentially stealing
From the
like
future.
from the future. It's creating debt. It's using that money, that currency now, instead of, you know, working for that. And you have effortless labor, like that. Essentially, you know where that leads to: hyperinflation and the death of whatever currency is being used. So, yeah.
So yeah, sign us up for a full salary of Bitcoin, and we'll use that to renounce from the U.S.
Anyways.
Last question here. What do you think about Wing Finance? I don't see it on DeFi Safety site. Is there a benefit to accumulating Wing coin when you stake other coins? So I did some research and it seems interesting. It is a little bit different than other lending, borrowing sites in that they use like a credit score system. So that takes out the need for this concept of over collateralization, which is what provides some safety for those who are lending coins. Those that are borrowing it have to put up at least usually it's at least the amount that they're borrowing, so that if they ever default on that loan, the lenders get their money back. So Wing Finance does a credit system. It's not too clear what I read how I didn't dig super deep into it, but it's basically through there's no third parties that are needed to analyze the data, which is a good thing. It has to do with the coins and behavior that you use with those coins, like how you treat your coins will determine your credit score. Basically, if you pay a loan on time, that will improve your credit score. If you hold more coins, maybe that includes your credit score, I'm not sure. But basically also you get a lower interest rate as a borrower if you have a good credit score. So there's some benefits. And additionally, you know, I think you earn more coins, more of those Wing tokens if you have a higher credit score. So it's interesting. It's not on the DeFi Safety site. It is new, and with that comes a ton of risk. So even though it's different and I'm sure you can make money on it, I'm sure you can save money on it. Just definitely, I wouldn't recommend going all in on any kind of a new DeFi platform because the risk is so all over the place, whether it being a rug pull, an exit scam, bug or exploits happening with a code. A lot to be aware of. So be sure, for sure, if you have the kind of money where you can just play around with it and see how it works, and if it can be profitable, then sure, why not go for it? But as always, it's that same advice: don't invest or don't put to use on a DeFi platform what you're not afraid to lose. Yep. Because it is an experiment and you are playing with it generally. So that's my thoughts on Wing Finance.
Yeah, learn from Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Who got rug pulled.
Maybe do some research before you blab about it on your blog.
Yeah, what a jerk. Anyways.
Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoy these AMAs, hit that like button, or, you know, just click on it nicely. You don't have to be so abusive.
And definitely stay disobedient. Don't follow the sheep. Follow us instead.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye.